Well, hello, people who somehow found this video for some weird reason. Hello, I'm glad you're here. So, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna talk about today because it's been a while and I'm a bit nervous. I kind of got out of practice, if you can call it like that, because I wasn't practicing much. Actually, I had this idea and I had this plans and everything, and then things happened, life happened, and it usually does, and I didn't keep any routine of making these videos, this thing. And it's very weird because people who know me know that I can talk. I can talk. Just give me something, you know. If I find someone who can listen to me, I'll just expose everything. I will just share all the thoughts and all. And I'll just go on the hour-long monologue and yeah. So I can definitely talk. And camera should be the best listener, right? But somehow it's just something makes it really awkward to sit in your room with a camera. And I really wish it wasn't that much of an issue because I actually quite enjoy sharing and doing this stuff. It's just like I don't know where to look. This is rubbish. Anyway, so I just came back from my acupuncture / reiki session. I've decided, you know, I have this thing that I mean, I've always been quite a stressed person. I think, you know, I think too much. I analyze too much. And there's so much going on, and there was so much stress in my life that I just kind of became very, you know, very tense, and all that things accumulate, you know, especially here, and I became this weird creature that is like, you know, always like prepared to run. And I used to dance, and every time a teacher would tell me just, you know, just relax, just like shoulder down, and I'm like, they are down, like no, shoulder down. So, you know, I would be just like clenched in this position. Anyway, so there's a lot of things to work with, but recently, I mean, a couple of years ago, I have been told, and I have noticed as well, that I'm like just clenching my teeth in my sleep. So that resulted in some unpleasant dental adventures. And I have finally decided to do something, and it was awful and disgusting and horrible and blah, and that was a mouth guard. And I went to the dentist, and the thing is that I'm scared of dentists. I'm afraid. I'm really like panicking. You know, it doesn't matter. I got tattoos. I got piercings. I'm like a Leo force brave anyway, and I'm just, you know, shitting myself when I'm going to the dentist. And I was so afraid because it's, you know, it's very intimate. Somebody's like doing stuff with your mouth, and you're letting them very close to your intimate parts, and I consider face being an intimate part of me. I don't just let anyone near. So, you know, you let him in, and that's not nice, so they better be nice. But anyway, so I keep asking him questions and questions and questions, and I think they've got me already like highlighted in their address book. You know, like don't pick up the phone unless whatever. But you know, I'm very scared, so I'm always telling them like, oh, I'm scared, and then usually what happens is I had a lot of that actually quite now makes sense. Like I know you just really wanted to hear about my adventures with the dentist, but I don't know, like, there is more weird shit on the internet than that, so sorry, you can always pause it. And what I was saying, oh yeah, so I'm going to the dentist and I'm saying I'm scared, and he's explaining me everything. And I used to have this moments when I would go and like, oh my god, I've got, probably I just have to change all my teeth and I just have to get new ones. and I have no money for that, and it's gonna hurt, and I'm panicking, and going there, and they tell me like, nope, there's nothing, and I'm pleased, but I probably pass for a hypochondriac. And now when I'm thinking about it, I think it might be, yes, it might be psychosomatic, but also what happens is like I'm clenching these muscles, and it usually is about these teeth. So I'm thinking it's not actually the teeth that hurt, it's actually, you know, the whole tension in muscles that is just kind of what's the word, you know, like projecting, but I don't know, and you get me, I guess. So anyway, he told me, okay, we're gonna do this nice plastic thing, and it's gonna be okay, and that's gonna help you after a couple of months. So I got this done, and it was, you know, it wasn't cheap, and obviously that hurts a bit, but I'm thinking like, fuck it, this is my health, this is my future, I need to learn to be, not to be a Scrooge about my own health. So, you know, I kind of, I got this thing, and I thought like, okay, but I'm not sure if that's gonna work for any, I can't believe I'm talking about it, but anyway, okay, it's whatever, maybe I'm not gonna put it up, whatever. So, so I'm making this thing, and I'm thinking that it's not gonna work for the real reasons why you are clenching your teeth. It's gonna just like protect your enamel. But he says, oh yeah, it's gonna teach you, you know, not to do that. Like your jaw muscles relax, and I was just thinking, no. And then I did some more research, and yeah, people kind of agree with that. It's just, you know, it's just one of these things that we don't know where it comes from, we don't know how to cure it, but we can put something, and that's, I think, a lot of Western medicine treats many issues, you know, you just, I'm not saying, okay, I'm not like bashing an entire thing, right, but there are parts where, you know, we tend to kind of just put something on the surface and like, oh yeah, it's gonna be fine, instead of looking deeper for the cause and actually, you know, yeah, actually curing the cause and not just the symptoms. And I think this is one of these things. So so I did that, and there was some kind of drama involved with this, because it's an absolutely awful experience to have, and then they did it too tight and I couldn't sleep, and you're just like drooling all over your pillow, and it really sucks. And I'm thinking nobody ever gonna sleep with me again if I have this thing. That really sucks as well. So you know, like, oh sorry honey, I'm just gonna put my teeth back in, whatever, like we're not quite there yet. And maybe, you know, like there's time for everything in life, and this is not the time. So so I kind of got it, and I've noticed that even more, and it gives you headaches, and it's just, I can't sleep, I'm exhausted, and it's blah. So I decided, okay, I find a cure, I find a reason, like this is not happening, it's happening for a reason. Everything in your body is kind of connected, and it's not just like, oh, suddenly like people just like clench their teeth and wear their teeth out for some weird biological reason. There's no, you know, this is not useful from the evolutionary point of view. It's just, there's no reason to fuck up your teeth. I think we're just fucking stressed, and not only that, but obviously everybody's dealing with it differently. And what I've noticed that basically if I do this, I automatically kind of clench this part, and when I relax that, kind of automatically my shoulders go back. So I kind of, you know, I put two together, and I'm thinking that it's all connected. And because it's when you're sleeping, so when you're unconscious, so this is like even more, you know, you can't really control it. When you are awake, you can kind of tell yourself to, you know, relax and stuff. But if it's really like a strong habit for you, it will be doing this thing, I guess. That's my theory, that's my opinion. So I decided to learn how to relax even more, even doing, this is really annoying. So even having done a lot of work on myself, there's a lot more to do, and definitely I think everything starts with learning how to relax, and I'm probably going to be talking about this a lot, some more. But that kind of was the reason why I decided to go and meet this lady for Reiki and for acupuncture. Actually, it started with somebody recommending me acupuncture for this reason. I'm like, okay, and then I was, looking for some recommendations somewhere else, and this lady came up, and I'm like, okay, yeah, she kind of feels all right. So she's very nice, and so I had my first session last week, and she does Reiki and she does acupuncture, and I think some other things as well. She's like, she's got some knowledge, some skills. So the thing is, it's interesting because Reiki is something very, very borderline. I mean that it's not acknowledged by Western medicine as widely, acupuncture a bit more, but there's still a lot of skepticism. And I think with acupuncture, the thing is that you're doing something physically, like you're physically putting stuff, there's more physical action involved. So for us, it's much easier to process that and to think like, oh yeah, there must be something in it. Obviously, they've been doing this like in China for a long time, so they know their stuff. But for us, it's kind of still like, it's weird. We always think we know everything best, and I don't think that's the case. Us, I mean, we Western people. I'm not saying either that we don't have basis for, we have our own stuff. I'm not just glorifying East and stuff, but you just have to take that into account. And Reiki even it's even more of a delicate subject because you don't really, it's very energetic, so it's based on chakras and manipulating energy and stuff like that. So I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know how I was supposed to feel. Obviously, you're probably not supposed to know how you're supposed to feel because you just kind of have to come with an open heart for something new. And I was open, so I thought, okay, why not? And yeah, I was skeptical. I still, I always keep a little skeptic on my side just to kind of temper me, not to go too much into dogmatic or just like assumed beliefs. You can't just throw some theory that vaguely makes sense and you're like, oh yeah, that must be it, that's all right. I mean, you can entertain these thoughts, and I do love entertaining all sorts of crazy thoughts, but then you also have to put some more logic and reason into things to create your own, to make your own, make up your own mind, or to create your own to form your opinion about things. So I always like being question things. I always like asking questions. I always like to see what's there. I don't just take like, oh, it is like this because it's like this and that's it. Anyway, so Reiki. So I did some things, and she was like touching me in various places, and it was all very nice, very relaxing. And I was thinking, but the thing is that this brain is just not stopping ever. So I was there, and I just kept thinking whether, like, oh yeah, am I feeling like I'm supposed to feel like, is that it? Oh, hang on, I felt something. Oh, this is weird. Oh, am I just telling myself this? Or is it just placebo? Or is it just I feel like this video could be much shorter, but it's 15 minutes. Oh my god, nobody's gonna watch this shit. Anyway, maybe you will. Like, in the background, when you're ironing, when you're doing something else. I do that sometimes. I just let people, you know, or you don't have to watch me. You can just download this somehow and listen to me as you are driving or doing some other things. I don't. Anyway, so yeah, I said I can talk. Should I do 2 videos out of that? So no, this is 50 minutes. This is not impossible. No, nobody's gonna watch that. Okay, I'm gonna hang on.